Hey, ladies, it's been so long since we've gotten together between class, right, and dissertation. How's the family?
Hi. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, they're great. It has been a while. Hopefully, we're all making progress on that dissertation because remember, the best dissertation
It's a
is a
Is
finished
finished
a finished
dissertation.
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 Okay.
Oh, ladies, how are things at work?
Girl, work is work. But right now, we're trying to figure out how to manage a new initiative, but we currently do not
Hmm.
have the in-house staff capacity nor expertise to do it. So we are going to hire a senior leader to lead this work. There's so many things impacting this. Our organization has significantly grown over the last few years. We're no longer a small startup, and we've been
Hmm.
operating as if we still are. We just hired a CEO to oversee and streamline some of the day-to-day operations, and we're hoping that this new hire will help us transition to this new phase of operations as well.
Oh, I can totally understand that. We're facing a similar situation, and we're looking to hire a new CEO to lead a change initiative. And as we're beginning to recruit for this position, we're already trying to determine how to measure success. Because, there are two major factors that determine how we measure outcomes: donations from outside sources, and then the measures of the services provided. So, we need someone with a strong fundraising background, good program management skills, and strong experience leading change.
Yeah, I definitely know what it's like as well to have external stakeholders who really determine the fate of a much needed initiative within the organization.
Mhm.
As you all know, with the federal government, this administration has been in place for some time now, and we've had this senior leadership position that we've lobbied Congress for. But per our wonderful bureaucratic process, this position must be competitive, unlike the political appointed positions. We have to work with the unions to ensure that this position is widely known to the American public. It can be difficult at times to attract others who are external to the government because unfortunately the salaries are fixed and they are aligned with the budget that has been appropriated by Congress. Government salary or salaries just aren't as competitive as the private sector salaries.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, Adia, is lunch on you next week? And that also is similar to decisions and how they're made as well within the government. So for major initiatives, this leadership position will report directly to the secretary as part of the senior leadership team. Now, we can't expect change to happen overnight, again,
Yes.
because of bureaucratic
Mhm.
processes. It can sometimes take years. So it's definitely not for the faint at heart. But the best
Mhm.
case scenario is you will receive positive media attention and will be rewarded with even more funding from Congress. But the worst case scenario is being audited by the Government Accountability Office or
Oof.
GAO with many delightful trips to Capitol Hill. So yeah, perseverance is definitely key.
Indeed. Erica, woo, that's a lot. Because our
Hmm.
professional services firm is unionized, it creates another set of factors that impact decision making. When management has a strategy and the resources needed to execute it, if the initiative can impact salaries, work hours, and or benefits, then we first must allow the union's leadership to weigh in. This process often leads to delays in making decisions, which can be quite frustrating for those of us wanting to just jump right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree about the challenges to trying to get everyone on board to make decisions and implement change. In our nonprofit, the board of directors has the final say on senior leadership hiring decisions. And of course, their decision is heavily influenced by the donors' preferences and the perceived community need. Since this change initiative is going to respond directly to a community request, I don't anticipate any, issues or any pushback from that end. The donors, however, are more focused on pushing services and provision of services than capacity building, which is what this new change initiative is going to be focused on. And it's at the heart of our mission. So I don't know. We'll see how this impacts the board hiring decision for this new CEO.
Ooh, Jackie. Yeah. As you know, our recently hired CEO is already receiving pushback from the same folks who deem that they wanted a CEO to be somebody who's a change agent, that isn't afraid of making tough decisions and will look for and attend to gaps in our operations. but yet they're still pushing back, right?
Mhm.
Ultimately, the board of directors, which is also the owners of our firm, will be held liable for our firm's bottom line. So I'm hoping that they will do everything possible to help our CEO be successful.
Yes, indeed. It's so important for us as we're looking to hire for the new CEO, for him to really understand our funding structure. Since our revenue comes from grants and donations, all senior leaders have to work really hard to maintain good relationships with our current and our potential donors. That said, the board is responsible for allocating the budget. So it's also important that the CEO be on excellent terms with the board and be able to influence their budget allocation decisions in the best interest of the organization. If the new CEO is unsuccessful at implementing this new change initiative and turning things around, I'm afraid we'll only have one of two options: either go out of business or merge with another nonprofit to stay afloat. And I'm really not excited about either option. So I really want this new hire and the change initiative to succeed.
Yeah, wow. It seems like there's a lot at stake there. I mean, I spoke about this a little bit earlier too, but as I mentioned, our funding is appropriated by Congress. So as it relates to resource allocation, it is our fiduciary responsibility to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent wisely. So our programs are highly scrutinized, and for good reason. I mean, that means that sometimes regulations are quite restrictive, but it is also a way to ensure accountability and transparency through reporting. We have to make sure that the money that is being allocated for a specific purpose is done so, again, to provide those services to the American people. Excuse me if I'm sounding a little bit patriotic. We're just coming back from July 4th break.
Yes, yes.
It's a great honor
Needed one.
to serve the American public. So again, it's such a great opportunity as always to get together with you. And I'm really looking
Absolutely.
forward to our next meetup.
Yes,
All right,
I hope
can't
everyone had a
wait.
great July 4th. Bye,
You
ladies.
too. Thanks,
See you again
ladies.
soon.
Bye.